Hello and welcome to Minor League TV, your reality TV playback podcast. I'm Rachel.
I'm Maddie.
And we're the Reality Boys. And we've got our producer / coach Chelsea in the room with us tonight.
What's up?
What's up, Chelsea? We got a big hearty what's up.
She's excited.
Wow.
And she is. This season, we're breaking down Summer House.
And today, we're making the case for why Danielle should even have been on Summer House in the first place. But before we get into that, let's tell them what we did this weekend.
We watched wrestling.
We watched
Live.
Semi-pro wrestling, which I've never seen before.
I haven't either.
It was incredible.
I've actually barely watched it on TV.
You actually barely watched it night of.
Yeah.
Maddie kept turning around going, well, you know.
It's like, it's crazy in here.
I mean, I feel like half the time it was watching the matches and the other half was just looking around being like, is everyone all right?
You know what's funny is I did find that when I paid attention to the intro and I knew what the beef was and like who to root for, I was so much more invested in the wrestling, which, you know, tracks with what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
I'm more about the gossip and the drama.
Couldn't hear the intros.
Right.
I kept going, I was like, why aren't they playing music? And it's like, because they're playing the walk-on, like, backstory. I couldn't hear it. But I was still engrossed, you know, based on stature and looks in general.
Yeah.
And then
if they would put like big guy with little guy.
Yeah. Big guy, classic
matchup.
Exciting. That's what people say when they see me and Chelsea walking down the street. Big guy and little guy. It was really fun. It was really silly. I really liked the parts where everyone got so hyped. They couldn't just like scream on their own. Everyone had to chant, "That was awesome. That was awesome." And it was so, corny and nerdy.
Yeah. I was really obsessed with the chanting. Just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It was so funny. Like, I don't know. I just like that everyone was like, we got to get together to do this. There's no individualism. We must all chant in unison.
You can't just like turn to your friend and say it. You have to.
Holy shit. It was really something. There were a lot of outfits, there was a lot of props. I didn't realize they used so many props. So many doors, many chairs. There was one prop that was like a spike that when this guy jammed it into this lady's head, it like splintered into a million little spikes.
Oh, I did not see that.
Oh, that was crazy.
When was that?
I don't know. Somewhere in the middle.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. And I mean, watching everyone all turn to each other and be like, whoa, you know, I mean, it's like we're watching a magic show live. Is it like every night they do the same show? Do you think like the same person loses? I think my understanding, completely uneducated. My understanding is that they like tour together. So I'm sure they have a storyline that they like take around because they also have to practice that so much to be able to perform it in the first place. Yeah. That I wonder like maybe throughout the year they have an arc that like changes.
I wonder if it's like baseball and it's like the catcher like throws a sign. So like before they go up, they're like, or it's like a, you know, like how somebody's like, we're running the 10-42-93 and they have like different.
So it's like they have the moves rehearsed, but then they like do different combos.
I don't know. That's my theory.
Friend of the pod, Matthew Carpenter, shout out, was saying that they like will practice the big moves that they want to do, but then the rest of it will kind of be like improv-y. If that's an improv jam, then what are the improvisers doing?
Honestly. Yeah. Or I was wondering if there's like, if you go to wrestling school and there's like a set of basic moves that everyone has to know to like succeed.
Ooh. Yeah. Aerial acrobatics. Chelsea was like, Chelsea was saying that a lot of them looked like gymnasts, like former cheerleader because of the flips that they
just
were
of my own theory, not with any facts backing.
Yeah, like so many standing backflips and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like cartwheels. There was one guy called Mr. Jack Cartwheel or something, and every time he did...
Were we at the same show?
Yeah.
Wait, you missed Jack Cartwheel?
I think so.
He was against the hottest guy.
Yeah, he was against the hottest guy.
Oh, wait, I do remember talking about the hot guy.
Okay.
In full transparency, Rachel and I got there and we were like, ooh, there's going to be so many men. And
Yeah.
then we were like, oh, they're wrestling men. So I would say there was one hot man in the building.
We went trolling for Dick, and then we went Dick trolling us. That's complete 180. But that was fine. It was fun. It was a unique experience. Yes. And I would say it puts us in the right mood to talk about the fighting that's going to happen in this episode. Yeah. It's time to jump into the episode, and therefore we are bringing Danielle up from the bullpen. Today we're going to kind of make the case for Danielle being on the show in general. Overall, we were just thinking, what was the point of Danielle?
Yeah, which, listen, when we were talking about it, BTS... we agreed that was a mean way to phrase it.
It's a horrible way to phrase it. And if she ever saw that YouTube title, I hope she never clicks on this video. I hope she never listens. If I saw it about myself, I might cry.
Yeah. And I feel bad thinking it, but I feel so strongly against Danielle. I feel coming into this episode how Rachel felt going into Kyle's episode, which is I tried to see the pros and cons, and I had a hard time finding any times when I liked her. But, you know, I'm ready to be convinced.
She's ready and open.
Yeah.
And I think I feel this way about a little bit about everyone when I watch the show, where I'm like, I kind of feel like I might be a Danielle.
I think you're so wrong about that. I think you're so wrong about that.
And maybe I'm just too much of an empath.
If by the end of this episode we land on you being a Danielle, our friendship might be done tonight. So
that's a threat.
I'm just saying.
That's my leg. I'm so sorry.
No, just get
out.
into it.
Cut this out.
No, we're leaving it in. Okay. We're putting that behind the Patreon. The shifting. So I'm going to read a little playbook of Danielle's narrative on Summer House throughout the show. And then we can kind of meander through a couple questions that I guess will take us to the answer of whether or not she should have been on, but what was the point?
You're like, where does she fit into all of this?
Where does she fit into Summer House?
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it. We see Danielle join the show as someone who previously dated Carl. That's her big storyline, entering the house. She's like, I know Carl, we dated back in the day, but it just didn't work out. Okay. So she previously dated Carl. She becomes best friends with Lindsay. Then she moves on to beefing with Sierra. She starts dating Robert. She becomes a CEO and founder of What? She becomes a bad friend to Lindsay and then becomes obsessed with Alex on Winter House. And I think those are her major beats of an 8-season show.
Yeah, which is, crazy already, because I feel like we had to work kind of hard to think of what big things she did.
Yeah.
And it's sort of all in relation to Carl and Lindsay.
Yeah. Ooh, the Three Amigos.
Yeah.
Carlito.
Okay. Starting at the beginning, I do think first season Danielle was on, I felt kind of neutral about her. I even would have said she was maybe one of the chillest people on the show. I think just compared to the Workus Circus and Lindsay and Everett screaming at each other, Danielle kind of just felt like she came in and was like, I just want to make out. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Which is so funny that you say that, because when Danielle does come in to Lauren, she's like, I heard you made out with Carl over the weekend. And you can tell that she feels so called out. And part of me was like, oh, that's production being like, you kind of have this tea, you have to spill it to kind of give yourself a fun storyline, entryway in. But I think Kyle talks to her afterward and was like, that wasn't cool that you did that. You can't do that. But I also think that was just that Kyle didn't know Danielle and was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. And was defensive of his friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, okay. And I think you've said this. You need to come on and do something.
You have to come in and do something.
You can't so that I'm not even mad at her for.
Okay.
Because
good.
I'm I also, if we were drinking a lot and I was trying to get in with the girls, I feel like I can see that being oh, maybe we can all have gossip together. But obviously, Danielle, it comes off bad because you seem jealous.
Yeah. And
which I think is how Lauren thought Danielle was her competition.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Man, I think if Lauren had stayed in that house with Danielle, it would have been really bad, season over season.
Oh, yeah.
And that could be a Danielle problem, but yeah, so much of Danielle is reminding us that she dated Carl and it didn't work out. And she's like, I don't want that. And you're like, Okay, great. Yeah. Well, you're talking about it like you might. Kind of resurfaces in season 4 when Jules is like being very friendly with Carl and was like, I don't know, maybe we'll hook up. Which you're like, what? you just spent all summer hooking up with Jordan, and now you're just going to be like, I'll just be nice to Carl until he hooks up with me. And then Danielle and Carl make out, and Danielle's like, you don't really like Jules, do you? By the way, you don't like this lady you've been kind of making out with, right? You'd rather make out with me, right? Which I think sucks.
Yeah. I think that's we've talked about, is she a pick me?
Yeah.
That feels very pick me.
Very.
I think quite literally.
Yes.
Pick me.
It was, very on full display. I think we see that kind of behavior pop up often for Danielle. Yes. I think what's confusing to me is there's sometimes when it doesn't happen, like the summer that Hannah comes with her British mans, and then he has a British friend that Danielle also hooks up with. That seems like fun and flirty and easy, and there's no like beef. And I think for a minute, well, maybe I'm misremembering, but part of me was like, is Paige gonna hook up with the British friend? But then it was Danielle, and like but it wasn't a problem.
No, it was just like little flings she had.
Yeah, and there are other times where she's like dating someone, and it seems like fine and easy. And even when she gets into a relationship with Robert, there's no big like, and I had to struggle to get here, and I was,
No, it almost feels like if she's getting that attention, she's not. Like, Robert, I feel like just likes her. There's no need for competition. She's getting the attention from him, so she's okay with it. But then when it comes to like her competing with another girl, I think she's not good at navigating that situation.
No.
She doesn't know how to handle it.
Yeah. I mean, I think to get into it, I guess we can talk about the balloon guy.
Yeah.
Which I think was potentially her most explosive moment.
Yeah.
In terms of like pick-me-ness.
So it's Lindsay invites the balloon guy. This is so
the
funny.
Balloon guy.
The balloon guy.
Joe.
To work the party. And she kind of says to all the single girls, like, hey, he's really cute. He's going to be coming.
Right.
Like, I invited the balloon guy for you guys. Who is Lindsay with at this point? Is she not single?
I think she's with Carl.
Okay, that's a Carl.
Yeah.
Season 4 or later?
No, this is later. This is season 8.
Oh, because Gabby.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How did I mix that up?
I don't know.
This feels so early to me because they have I don't know. I feel like all the parties later on get more intricate. And the fact that there's like a balloon
yeah, you're like the balloon guy in season 2.
When they had no budget.
Yeah. Balloon animal guy.
Okay, so yeah, Lindsay's telling all the girls I invited the balloon guy. So Gabby and Danielle are both going for him. Mm-hmm. And then Danielle is like talking to him, but then starts encouraging Gabby to go for him.
Yeah.
And then like won't lay off of Gabby.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gabby starts crying and goes in the room. And Danielle pulls I'm a CEO and founder.
Yeah, this is where we get the famous line. I mean, yeah, retrospectively, I don't think season 8 was a great look for Danielle. No. But in my opinion, rewatching this, Danielle at this point is like on shaky ground, right, with her and Lindsay. Like Lindsay and Carl are moving together very quickly. She's like kind of having this conversation with her about like, are you sure this is what you want? Is this going to be okay? Are you going to be all right? And at the same time, I think a lot of other people are talking to Gabby being like, you got to put yourself out there more. Like you're not being genuine. You're not being authentic in who you are. Yeah. You're not showing up to Summer House and like getting to know us. You're just kind of doing your own thing. And Gabby also was like, sorry, I have higher standards. Sorry, I'm not going to go for balloon guy, which is fine. He was hot. Everyone said he was hot. So he has merit and he has value in the world. But it was just like poor Gabby was breaking down being like, everyone wants me to go fuck this guy that like, I guess I could, but like, I don't really know that that's how I want to spend my time. And Danielle was the one to deliver the news of you gotta take a tit out. Like, I don't know. She was just like, go
slut it up.
Yeah. Yeah. And
basically like, you have to do this.
You have to do this. But I think what Danielle is missing at that point is her Lindsay. I think she's missing having someone that they're like, yeah, slut, go fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do whatever I want.
Which is what Lindsay was doing, I feel like, to Danielle, being like, go fuck the balloon guy.
Well, yes. And not only that, but like, if we're thinking about Hot Hub Summer, every Hot Hub Summer, Lindsay's like, I'm doing whatever I want. I was just rewatching the whole thing with Austin and Sierra, and Lindsay was like, if I want to fuck Austin tonight on my birthday, I'm going to do that. And it's like, your birthday does not give you carte blanche to be a raging cunt.
Nor does Hot Hub Summer.
No.
She's being like, it's Hot Hub Summer, you guys.
Yeah, she goes, no rules. Hot Hub Summer.
She's like, Sarah, how can you possibly be upset about this?
Yeah. What's wrong?
Hot Hubs.
No, it's Hot Hub Summer. She's like, you don't understand. But she acts like that the whole, like her whole, you know, like, I feel like her birthday episode was 5 goddamn episodes.
Yeah.
But she acts like that the whole time. I think between the two of them, it becomes this language of like, this is okay to do because this is like how we live our lives. And that's like cool.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. That she is kind of staying in how she's always treated her best friend.
Yeah.
This person is just not receptive to it.
No, and not your best friend, and not the person that you've
and also not reading the situation.
Not reading like y'all are drunk as hell, like, and not the person that you've built years of rapport with. Yeah. I think you were talking about how they were like dancing in their room to get ready. You know, like you have a best friend who like Danielle has best friend hole missing in her heart at this point.
Yeah.
And it's not great. But, you know, God bless her for figuring out a way to wedge in CEO and founder.
CEO and founder? Of what?
It's kind of amazing to be like, Danielle's getting this feedback. Everyone's so drunk. Danielle's getting this feedback from Paige being like, yeah, so that's not an employee of yours. That's a friend.
Yeah.
And I don't know what level of compassion you think you are hitting her with when you're just like being really blunt in a way that like doesn't work.
Yeah. I think in that moment, Paige shows like why she works well on the show, because I feel like everyone else gets really like mad at Danielle, and Paige is just like, okay, enough.
Yeah, right.
Like,
yeah.
It's time.
No, truly, she's like, well, all I know is that right now, Gabby's in there crying. So like, you should go do something, which Danielle refuses to do, and that is a problem. But yeah, I think those are like her top pick-me moments. Mm-hmm. I think something we were also trying to figure out was like, is she a good friend? Because we see her being a good friend to Lindsay, but I think we missed that for Danielle and a lot of other people. Like, I think watching the show, I watched Danielle pop in and like be really friendly and like cute with all of the other cast members. And she does seem so sweet, but it doesn't, you know, she and Lindsay are like the two.
They felt like
pillars.
Yeah, actually friends.
Yeah.
I don't think it felt like she was hanging out with any of the other cast outside of the show. I struggle with whether I believe that Danielle is actually this like amazing friend to Lindsay who will like go to bat for her no matter what, or if Danielle was sometimes using situations where people were fighting with Lindsay to then like give her own screen time and get involved in the fights. Because I feel like the only fights she gets in, aside from Balloon Guy, are, like I guess up until she's not friends with Lindsay, is like Lindsay's battles.
Yeah, I definitely think later we see a lot more of that. Because I think in season 4, when there's the cheating rumor from Kyle that comes up, like Lindsay confides in Danielle with that, like, hey, I got this news. And then Danielle, drunkenly at dinner, Paige is like, what's going on? Is everything okay? And Danielle's like, no, there's a rumor that Kyle cheated on Amanda, and just like lets it rip, which I'm like, why the hell not? Like, I don't know. Similarly to how Danielle on her first season was like, so Workus, I heard you made out with Carl last week. It's just kind of like, it's not necessarily wrong. I think Lindsay then got so pissed because she was like, I'm the one who wanted to manage the like communication around this. And like, I wanted to be the one to tell Kyle, and I wanted to be responsible for like breaking this news and not having it come from Paige, like to Amanda.
Okay. New working theory. Is Danielle autistic?
Oh shit.
Can she just not read situations?
Oh shit. I was like, where are we going with this? She's like, she's an app developer.
Hello.
Yeah,
like
everything we've talked about.
Are you saying that was fucking dumb?
Well, she was just like, you know, someone asked her a question. She's like, yes. Or like, is everything okay? No.
No. Yeah. She's going to tell you like it is.
Yeah. And she doesn't think about the fact that like Lindsay told you a secret. Now you're throwing her under the bus. Or like Danielle's crying. Maybe feel some empathy for her. It's like, well, no, I'm going to treat her how I would treat anyone. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps, girl.
Employees.
Yeah.
All right. It's tracking for me.
Okay.
Coach?
I'm not convinced.
I'm not convinced, but it is tracking.
She needs an app to help her get dressed.
Oh.
Hello.
She's hitting the hello.
This is getting me canceled.
No, it's good. It's perfect. Are you kidding? I think in terms of like battles that she fights, I feel like we see her do a lot more of that. I feel like after this point and like after she becomes closer with Lindsay, it is really like, I'm on your side. There is a part where Danielle, she's having a conversation with Kyle, and Kyle is like, Amanda and I have nothing in common anymore. The only thing we have in common is Loverboy. And Danielle does bring that to, I think, Paige and Sierra to be like, hey, just so you know, he said this. And then they all the girls in the house have like a group chat, which I was like, that's good. You know, she's learned.
It's almost like I feel like when she gets information, she's like, okay, how can I use this to get in with who I need to be in with?
Yeah. Because she's fighting for a storyline.
Maybe I'll take it back. Maybe it's not always fighting for a storyline. Maybe it's fighting to actually feel close to people in the house.
Yeah.
To be a little nicer to her.
Yeah.
Like maybe she's like, if I go and help Paige and Sierra with this,
right,
they will see my value, you know, subconsciously.
Yeah. I'm like, is that not what the show is all about?
I guess you're right.
Yeah, I guess Kyle, I don't know that Kyle really does that. I don't know that some people do that, but I could see that being like, how do I leverage like the social game?
Well, I guess Lindsay and Carl are fully doing that.
Sure.
With their relationship, you know?
Yeah. I thought about that again today and I went, I'm so scared. They both scare me so much. We do see the Sierra and Danielle fight, which is very bad. When Sierra throws the glass. And that was on behalf of Lindsay, right? And Danielle's really like amped up to defend Lindsay a lot. Again, I think all the girlies are feeling empowered by Paige and Sierra and Amanda and the way that they stand up for each other and like help each other. And I think it just got really, really misdirected. The throwing of the glass was a lot. What I loved is that Danielle picks up a lit candle. I will insert a still. Sierra throws her drink and Danielle's like, fuck you. And she picks up a lit candle and you're like, you can tell that's how you're like fight or flight mode for fucking real. She went, ha.
Wait, no one talked about that on the reunion. Everyone's like, Sierra threw the glass.
Yeah, they're too focused on the glass.
Danielle holding a torch.
I'll burn you. Yeah. I'm like, which it was. Yeah, so funny. But I mean, that's how you know that she really was like, I just need to, you know, whatever.
But once again, why are you getting so involved?
Wait, can you guys remind me what that fight was about?
I was going to say, okay. I'll back it up because at this point, Austin came to visit over the summer. This is after Sierra and Austin had their little fun time in Winter House and they're all like, then Austin comes to Summer House and is like, Lindsay's like, well, Austin's going to sleep in my room. And Sierra was like, what? So they're fighting over Austin. Austin is kissing Sierra at Lindsay's birthday party. And then he's kissing Lindsay. And then he's like, well, Sierra, how do you feel that Lindsay kissed me on the lips? And it's like, he's also kissed
a real
her.
Terror.
Yeah.
That freaking Muppet.
And, truly. And Danielle kept trying to be like, don't be mad at each other. This is an Austin thing. And Paige also was like, don't get mad at each other. This is an Austin thing.
And this is one of my favorite Danielle moments is when they're fighting and she goes, why are two boss bitches fighting?
CEO and founder? Of what?
I heard that and I went, that would make me fight more, actually. I would then be like, what the?
We would both turn on her and work together.
Yeah. And we're like, what the fuck did you just say? Listen, as a CEO and founder, she probably has different tactics that, you know, only boss bitches can understand. While we're talking about that, let's take a break.
Yeah, I think it's a good time.
Well, great, because this episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. CEO and founder of what? Find out on LinkedIn.
Oh, thank you, LinkedIn, for sponsoring. Danielle and Sierra fight on behalf of Lindsay because Danielle was like, I need my two badass bitches to stop fighting. That's how that ends. And then it takes until the following season for Danielle and Sierra to like make up. And Danielle was like, it's like one of the first dinners. Danielle was like, I'm really upset that like we even had to fight it all because what did she say? She says something that it's like when Hannah called Kyle the man. She goes like, I'm so down with you right now. Or like something where you're just like, huh? Yeah. Like why no one talks like that? But they do like, they're able to have like a friendship again. And I think that's in season 8 because by the end of that season, that's when Lindsay's engaged or like almost toward the end of that season, Lindsay's engaged. And Sierra actually calls and like talks Danielle down from like melting down. And they have like a nickname for each other. And so they are able to move past it by that point.
Yeah. They do end up being okay. Yeah. But it's still not like Danielle doesn't go back to having what she had with Lindsay with anyone.
No. Yeah. I think she really feels that fallout in.
I do think there's some moments. Sorry, finish what you were going to say.
Well, I was just going to say, I think she really feels that fallout in season 8. And I think that's why season 8 for her is so messy because her infrastructure has crumbled of like her 2 friends are not like turning, like Lindsay's kind of shutting her out. Carl's kind of doing the same, like they're kind of moving forward in their own path and like there's no room for Danielle anymore. And she's like,
what do you think of the Carl not telling Danielle about any of the engagement stuff?
Okay. I think it's fucked up.
I think it's really fucked up.
I think it's fucked up. And I know everyone was like, she's crazy for having that reaction. She's obsessed with Lindsay. But if any of your best friends got engaged and you had zero idea, I think I would also be quite upset.
And it's also not just like, I was like, aside from whatever's going on with Lindsay and Danielle, Carl was Danielle's very close friend
as
for a
well.
long
Yes.
time.
And they have their whole like arc of like, that's the reason Danielle's there, right? Like this is the reason you're on the show. They kind of make out, like across a couple of seasons, nothing really happens, but they are able to develop this friendship.
Yeah.
That's like very sweet.
They're the Three Amigos.
They're the Three Amigos.
And, I don't think she needed to be, I don't even think she said she needed to be involved in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just to be like given a heads up.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I will probably defend Danielle season 8 more than any other season of Danielle.
Because of the Lindsay Carl fallout.
Yeah, because I feel like I say this about everyone on the show, but like I don't think she's wrong about a lot of the stuff that she's upset about.
Yeah.
Does she handle it properly?
No.
I think she goes way overboard about the engagement. Like, as hurt as you are, she did like freak out.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's tone it down a tiny bit because now I'm kind of getting annoyed with you again.
I think what's funny is that when Kyle is like, so Carl is probably on his knee right now and everyone's like, what? All of the new people in the house are like, well, I'm excited for this because this is good news. And then all the OGs are like, okay.
Oh God.
Yeah. Like everyone's face, the different reactions is so funny. Everyone's faces are like Maya, I think everyone's holding, like they're going to toast a shot and Maya goes. Also, in that same scene, they cut to Danielle with like a glass and then they cut to her again with a different shot glass. So I'm like, how drunk was everyone already by the time this news broke? That like, could that have added to Danielle's reaction? I don't know.
That's so, yeah. Once again, handling things not the way that they should be handled because they're so drunk.
Yeah.
Also, when they go to the engagement party, I felt like that whole engagement thing, she's talking to a lot of people about how she didn't know, but it doesn't seem like Carl or Lindsay are involved in that at all. Like in the moment I was watching it, I was like, it doesn't seem like she's involving them. She's not complaining to them. She's not saying anything. In the reunion, they like go in on her and they're like, you made the whole engagement party about you and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, did you guys even know she was doing that until the show aired?
I wonder.
Yeah.
Because also when she immediately freaks out and is like, would have loved to have known, where you're like, yeah, I guess you would have. She like kind of to the side with Kyle is like, Kyle, this really sucks. Like I didn't know anything. Like I really don't feel like I'm close to them anymore. Like I really feel shut out. And that's when she kind of walks outside and cries, which is like, probably just should have walked outside and cried in the first place. But
I think her behavior at the engagement party is where she loses me because I'm fully in agreement. My friends know I would lose my shit if their fiance hadn't told me. Like, I am FOMO to the max. Like, I would be so upset. But even if they didn't know, it's just not appropriate to loop everyone in at the engagement party. It's bad behavior. It's tacky. But then I go, it's because Danielle has no friends to group chat. That's when you go to the group chat. My multiple group chats, all with Rachel somehow, would be popping off.
Right.
And
but you would be
it's
like
not
a
the place
vision
to,
of
exactly.
Yeah.
I would be like, oh my God, congrats. And she's like talking to their aunts and cousins.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking need. But my take is that Danielle has no friends. So she has no group chat to go to.
I was going to go back to the autism.
I mean, maybe that too.
She's just
yeah.
like, I had no idea, everyone.
No, I would let her get away with that easy.
I think I was also like, at this point, I'm assuming everyone like of Lindsay's family and stuff knows Danielle. Yeah, it's still inappropriate.
Yeah.
It's still inappropriate, but I thought it was a little much when they were like, you ruined our engagement party for us. I'm like,
well, yes, because 2 episodes after that, Lindsay's complaining to Danielle and being like, Carl relies on me for his self-esteem and I can't have him do that because like,
yeah.
And so it's like, so even 2 episodes later, you guys are, you know, Danielle's back to being like, I'm here for you and I want to support you and whatever you need.
Yeah.
And yeah, Lindsay really takes offense that Danielle would even ask, like, are you sure you want to do this? You're kind of moving fast. Kyle says the same thing to Carl, but instead of being like, hey, are you sure? Like, I'm expressing deep, deep concern. Carl just goes, it's what I want to do. And Carl goes, all right, dude, bring it in. You know, it's like, what else are you going to say?
Well, I tried.
Yeah. Yeah. Great work, buddy. And
okay, I think Danielle was fair to ask that question.
Yeah.
I don't think that was wrong of her. I think maybe to compare like Paige with Amanda.
mm-hmm.
Paige being like, hey, just so you know, if you don't want to do this,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was maybe a way that Danielle could have reached Lindsay by just being like, hey, you know, if you're ever feeling like maybe you've gotten in too deep, but maybe Lindsay would never react that way. Yeah.
I am laughing at
Yeah.
because I'm going, literally Lindsay going, I think she's talking to Gabby and she goes, why can't Danielle just be happy for me? I finally found the love of my life and I just need her to be happy for me. I mean,
Lindsay was love pilled. She was.
Yes. She's in her taxi
There
cab,
was-
beep, beep.
yeah.
She's zooming to Married Highway.
Hello.
Hello. Married Highway, famously. But yeah,
Yeah, there
Lindsay
was
was
no
so
way.
set on being like, this is what I want, just back me. And I think that was one time that Danielle was like, no, you know, like, no, this seems like a lot.
Yeah.
For once, because every other time Danielle is just like, for sure, you want to fuck Austin on your birthday? Go do your thing. Like, totally.
She lets Lindsay be Lindsay.
She does, which is like a beautiful thing. And I'm sure why, you know, they can get along so well because Danielle's not trying to change Lindsay. She is trying to like uplift her, right? The same way that Lindsay's whole thing is like, I give it 110%. And like, even with Stravy, where Danielle was like, you would be okay if Stravy walked out the door tonight. And Lindsay's like, yeah. She's like, okay, then like there's no further conversation. Actually, I feel like I was going somewhere with that. I don't know. Yeah, Danielle lets Lindsay be.
She lets Lindsay be Lindsay, and this is like the one instance where she was like, I think you've gone too far.
Yeah, and she wasn't wrong. Is the thing.
No. But at what point do you have to?
Well, that's what's
accept?
interesting too, is because even with Kyle and Amanda, after the only thing we have in common anymore is Loverboy comment. Paige again is like, are you sure you want to do this? Because I'd rather you not than like spend a lifetime regretting it.
Yeah.
So that's season, 8? Like,
Yeah, years down the line.
yeah.
Do you think there was a part of Danielle that also was like, you know, was against the Lindsay and Carl moving so fast thing because they were being weird, but also because everyone else, she was kind of finally on a team with everyone else.
And she was like, don't leave me behind.
Well, I think like she felt like Lindsay and Carl had already distanced themselves from her. So when she, you know, sort of voiced that she was like, I'm like worried about Lindsay and Carl, and everyone was like, yeah, we are too. She got like,
I'm the one who has to say this now.
or more just like, I'm one with the group now. I already lost Lindsay and Carl.
Sure.
By like sticking to my
Yes.
guns on this.
Yeah.
Maybe like, I don't think I can get Lindsay back.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and, you know, have other friends.
Yeah, I could see that. Is
I
that
kind
how
of-
you
I kind of,
read it?
I did kind of read it like that because a part, like, I was thinking, like, if she's so worried about losing Lindsay and Carl, why is she digging her heels in on this? Like, what is she gaining from being right about this?
Yeah. Which in some cultures, that's everything.
Being right.
Yeah.
Like, her one best friend, she's losing her. Like, why wouldn't she just be like, oh, there's nothing else I can do.
Sure.
I just have to support them. When every other time she supported Lindsay, why now?
Because she wants to marry Carl. No, I mean, what if she did? No.
There were points throughout the show where I was, just like, does Danielle secretly still want Carl? Maybe like before the engagement, but like
Sure.
for a while.
Yeah, because I
up
think
to
they
there.
were making out. I won't even call it hooking
Yeah.
up, but like randomly making out before he was sober.
Yeah, I think he was only doing random makeouts drunk.
Yeah. So I don't know. I could see it, but I mean, it's a great point, and I actually don't have a rebuttal to that. Like, why would she
Well.
do this other than like deep Karen concern for her friend of being like, this is not going to end well, and I don't want you to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, it would be what ends up happening for any other person, not Lindsay Hubbard, because she knows how to turn anything around.
Yes.
But
I think, if it was a more reasonable person, like I said, like there could have been a way to reach someone
yeah,
and be like, hey, I'm only saying this to be a good friend, but I think you're right. Lindsay never would have heard it in any way other than you're against me and my marriage.
right. Yeah, which is like, yeah, that's all Lindsay wants the whole time. And Lindsay also says, like, I didn't call out Danielle when she moved in with Robert after 2 months of knowing him. Like, I didn't say this and that. And then it's like, well, friendship is not like just not saying things to each other, and that because that's the mutual agreement. Like, you say something then.
Yeah.
But I think that then goes against Lindsay's premise of like, I give everything 110%. I show up all the time. And I know that I'm harping on the engagement season so much, but I really think that Danielle just feels so deflated that like she also upheld her bargain of being Lindsay's friend. And for Lindsay to just abandon her, is really like, oh shit.
No, it is crazy.
Yeah.
Because every battle Danielle fought was blindly. Okay. So sorry, back to the Sierra fight.
Let's go back.
That did feel like, I'm like, Danielle, look objectively at what's going on here.
Right.
Your friend is wrong. She doesn't care.
No.
She would blindly follow Lindsay.
Yeah. It was and I think it was because Sierra said something like, Lindsay's being a dumb bitch, or she said something, and Danielle was like, I am not going to let her call my friend a dumb bitch, or whatever the word was.
Oh, yes.
And so she really harps on like, Lindsay, if you're not going to stand up for yourself, like if you're not going to do it, then if you're not going to say something, I will, which is wild because Lindsay knows what she's doing. She can hold her own. Sierra approaches Lindsay and is like, can we talk? And Lindsay's like, no. And Sierra was like, we need to talk. And Lindsay's like, no, we don't. It's my birthday. I'm going to have fun.
Walks away. Yeah.
And so it's like, it was so unnecessary for Danielle to do that. But
God, the more we talk about Lindsay, the more I like her.
I mean, the more I watch her, the more I'm like, damn, you're good.
Yeah, like that's funny as hell.
And the more scared I get.
Yeah.
So, also, in this whole like Danielle, Sierra, Lindsay fight, Paige says something. God, I wish I could remember what she said, but like Paige is like, y'all are mad at each other, but this is an Austin thing, and he won't admit it because he never does, and like he fucking sucks. And Lindsay says something to Paige, and Paige says again something that's like kind of funny, not to diffuse the situation, but like says something and is like, "Fuck you, get away from me!" Like I'm walking away, and then calls Craig and is like, "Here's all the drama that happened." I'm like, "You're telling him about his best friend being a ding dong?" That's a whole separate.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a whole separate thing, but
And we will talk about Austin and Craig.
and we will. So yeah, I don't really have a defense for Danielle jumping in on the Austin of it all between Sierra and Lindsay.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't saying that as like a bad thing. Like that's her thing. She's going to defend her friends.
Yeah.
But
Her friend.
well, and her friend. Well, she defends Carl against Kyle at that dinner table fight.
Yeah.
So, And I think in season 8, the girls also sit her down and they're like, hey, you've been crazy loyal to Lindsay.
Right.
She's not doing the same for you. And I think that lifts her up a little bit.
Yeah. Make her feel seen.
Yeah.
I think we should take another break.
Let's do it.
This episode is brought to you by Lindsay, because how else would Danielle even be here?
Thanks, Lindsay.
Wow. Lindsay.
She got in on the pod while it was.
She hasn't even heard an
still small.
episode. She just knows.
Huge fan.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm just going to read a few of the things that I wrote down when we were thinking about whether or not Danielle is a good friend.
Okay.
Like on the whole. So something that I wrote down is that she offered Carl a hand job after he got in a fight, after the Luke and Kyle fight.
It's a great friend.
I think that's really nice.
Yes.
I don't know why on one of the reunions.
Carl's brother passed away and no one offered him a hand job.
Where was my hand job then?
Yeah.
How many hand jobs have you made for me? I was like, this, watching that like part of the reunion, I was like, well, this is crazy and unnecessary and like not. I think she was just like, I don't know, just relieve the stress. She might have even been dating Robert at this point. And it was like, what are we talking about?
It does go along with their whole mentality of like, well, I'll just be a little slut. You want a hand job?
Yeah. I'll do the one thing I know best.
Yeah.
Relatable. Okay, Danielle also says this. If your best friend isn't being hard on you, she's not your best friend. She says this to Lindsay when Lindsay wants to go out to Montauk and Carl doesn't. And Lindsay's like, you're right, babe. It's far. Which I don't think that's inherently true. If your best friend isn't being mean to you, she's not being your best friend. Hard on you. Because I think to the both of them, I think there's a difference between like, I'm just being hard on you and like, I'm calling you out, right? Like there's a difference between being like, I'm doing constructive criticism or like having a hard conversation
And
being like, don't you want to come drink with me instead of stay home with your sober boyfriend?
Okay, I think there's a big distinction that they don't make. Totally.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, you're just saying something in the moment to get me to do what you want me to do.
Right.
Or what you think is right. As opposed to like Danielle worrying about the wedding was the correct kind of maybe.
Yeah.
And the Montauk thing is like, you don't want to party?
Right. Yeah. I think it's because she's like, am I about to lose my friend? Like how much is about to change? I wrote Danielle is a Lindsay whisperer.
Is the Montauk thing at the beginning of season 8 or is that more towards like after a lot has happened?
I think that's toward the beginning. I think season 7, because by season 8, like Lindsay's drinking again.
They get engaged at the end of season 7 and then break up at the end of season 8. So yeah.
I want that life.
Wait, but can we talk? I need to bring something up. Danielle is Lindsay's biggest op in season 9. And I feel like you guys are stopping at 8 and I need you to dive in a little on 9.
You want to talk about at the end of season 9 when Danielle's like, you're not coming back.
No, all of season 9 when Danielle makes so many shitty snide marks about Lindsay being pregnant and is like, are you really ready to be single momming it? And it's like, she's already fucking pregnant, dude. Like, what's the point of saying that? Like, she says so many shitty things to Lindsay.
You actually, I remember when we were texting about this, and it's so funny because I remember watching the episode being like, great question.
Like, she's already 6 months pregnant or something, and she's like, so you're going to be single momming it? And it's like, no, she's trying to figure it out with Turner. I actually think it was very responsible that Lindsay didn't immediately move in with Turner because they barely fucking knew each other. And Danielle's being such a hater about it. And I just am like, you guys are not talking.
Do you think that was always their dynamic, though? Is that where Lindsay's coming from with the, if your best friend isn't being hard on you, she's not your best friend?
Does Lindsay say that or
That
Danielle?
Danielle says that.
No, I know.
Oh,
but
but
like
like,
where Danielle is thinking in that mindset when she's
probably.
saying that?
well,
or
I think
is
also
she
by
like,
that point she feels so burnt
Right.
on everything that just happened that by season 9 she's probably like, fuck it. I also think that I also think that that's a funny thing, similar to Kyle, where he's like, hey, Amanda, how's your depression? I'm sure they were like, ask Lindsay about how she feels about being pregnant.
It's the whole season, though. It's like many comments. I think Danielle like really undermines any happy moments that Lindsay has. I think
Because it didn't happen the way Lindsay wanted, and Danielle wants Lindsay to be like, I'm in shambles. My life is not what I thought it was going to be. I feel so embarrassed, ashamed.
Yeah,
something.
I think so.
and what if I said after the way Lindsay ended things with Danielle, she deserves it.
I would agree.
But then just don't be friends.
You're on a program.
That's true.
Is my take though. Be on the program, be casual, but don't be like, I'm your bestie and then be me.
Well, but they're not besties by that point, right?
Season 9, they're back. They're like,
they?
we're reunited. We're back to being besties.
I thought they were like civil.
Yeah, I think I understood it as like they are still close to one another, but it's a different format now. Yeah, like it's not as close or maybe not as codependent.
I think you're right, though.
I think the word we're all dancing around here.
I do think you're right. And yeah, it's probably Danielle harboring a lot of resentment.
Yeah, but this was something that we watched the whole season and Chelsea kept being like, this is the way Danielle's acting is crazy. And it didn't faze me at all.
I think it's also Danielle being scared that Lindsay's going to leave her behind because Lindsay's going to a new life phase and Danielle's relevance is only attached to Lindsay. And so if Danielle isn't part of motherhood, where does she fit in? And I think she's losing her relevancy. Yeah. And I think that scares her.
I think sure. And I probably would have rather had her talked about that because that's more like relatable, honest. Yeah. Like true to where she's at. But instead she said, I have to go become an app developer. I just like when her little lower third changes from like web designer to like app developer, like CEO and founder.
And what if Danielle was just saying these things without thinking because she's autistic?
Hello.
What if, folks? Danielle, take the test. Tell us, give us the results. Okay. We need to talk about Danielle trying to work things out with Lindsay and how cold Lindsay was to her. Yeah. That was so insane. Yeah. It scares me. It's really scary. That's why I'm like, yes, rewatching Lindsay, I'm like, LOL, you're so great. But at the same time, I'm like, that is terrifying. Because if I'm your best friend, we're dancing in your room, getting ready. I'm yes manning you on all this shit. We're going out. We're hooking up with people. Like they make Danielle say her tagline is like, I work hard during the week so I can play hard on the weekends. And that means getting dick. Like I'm sorry, they made her say that. Yeah. There's no way someone says that naturally on their own. I don't know. She said the boss bitches thing. She did say the boss bitches thing. What if she made merch that said that? I hate to see two boss bitches fighting, and I love getting dick on the weekend. Should we each wear one of those shirts on? Oh, I would love to, actually. Yeah. No, it is, it's alarming. Yeah. So I think the first time I watched Lindsay, I felt only scared of her. I was like, you are a terrifying person. Now I'm like finding her funnier. And now I'm like, I've seen the worst of it. But yeah, the way she's just, she like will not break at all for no matter what. Like it's like Lindsay didn't go in there wanting to have any conversation at all. Like she just wanted to show Danielle, I'm done. Yes. That's all. Right. There. Yeah. No convo, no nothing. And for Lindsay, the person who's like, I give everything 110%. I don't give up. I try hard. I to bail on her own premise. That's when you were like, then all bets are off. Like, I don't know who you are anymore. And I'm sure Danielle felt, she did feel. She did say she was like, it was like talking to a different person. Yeah. Like I didn't know who that person was. No. And I think, I just think to recenter back on Danielle a bit and just a bit of like her journey in the show. Obviously, a lot of what we talked about has been Lindsay and Chelsea, as you said, her relevance to Lindsay and like whatever Lindsay is doing. I think when we think about like her other moments on the show, I just think we got to talk about the Jordan of it all. Oh, yeah. A Lindsay-less storyline. Yeah. A choice she made all on her own. And look at it.
Hello.
So just so the viewers at home, listeners at home know, we did write, can you believe she fucked Jordan? And I said, literally no, she's so gooped over his body. And it's like, what about the rest? Anyone wanting to sleep with Jordan is so baffling to me. Yeah. First of all, I don't think he's hot at all. Agreed. Yeah. But his personality also sucks. Worse
it's crazy that the minute he walks in, Danielle's like, well.
Yeah, she goes, he takes care of his body. And you're like, have you heard him speak? Have you heard him speak? He watches church on Sundays.
Yeah.
And you think you're going to go yoink this guy? And then I think it's sad because we see her behavior of like, she's like, come up to the room with me. And he's like, I'm not going to follow you upstairs. And you're like, why are you saying it like that? And then he doesn't. And she's like, what? Like, you can tell she's just confused because it's like, we made out the other night. And then he's very mean about Danielle for no real reason other than God and his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, everyone asks him about like, so what's the deal with Danielle? And he's like unnecessarily rude about it.
Yeah.
Like he could have just been like, oh, it was a fun makeout.
Sure.
He did not have to be like, well, I wouldn't take her home to my family.
Yeah. And Danielle's also like, I don't think I want that either. You know, like, and maybe she's saying that out of like her own defense to be like, yeah, I didn't want that either. Because who knows really what she's thinking. But just because she can get with other dudes and not like the British guy, she wasn't like, am I meeting your parent? You know, it wasn't the major escalation immediately like we've seen with the Workus sisters who were like, and is he going to give you 5 children? Like it was, it wasn't like that.
I think you just said something that really is like, I think a big problem I have with Danielle, which is who really knows what she's thinking.
Ooh,
that's so true.
Oops.
I feel like with even like seeing her confessionals and stuff like that, I still feel like I don't know her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that crazy?
No, that's not crazy. No,
like,
I think
why do I feel like I get so much more info out of other people's things?
Sure. Yeah, of like who they are.
Scenes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we know Paige. I feel like we know Lindsay.
Right. Yeah, we don't really know where Danielle stands on things other than like, wanting to be like one of the Three Amigos.
Is all you say like little catchphrases?
Getting dick on the weekend. I mean, it could be, but I do think this is why so many people struggle with her as a character on the show. Cause like, what actually are you doing here?
Yeah.
You're not really adding much to the story. You're like defending one person. You're kind of around, like you're giving input here and there. You're being the CEO and founder.
You're hooking up with Jordan. Even she has like a moment with Robert where he like comes and surprises her and they have like a little picnic. Yeah. Do you remember this? And even then I was like, okay, this is sort of out of nowhere. But like if anyone else did, I don't know. It is just a thing that happened on the show. It shouldn't feel out of place. But yeah, I don't know.
It felt weird.
I think so, because I was like, oh, we're watching something that's just Danielle.
Well, on her and Robert, she was like, Robert's a chef, so he lives out of a suitcase, which I was like, huh?
Learned a lot about the chef life.
Yeah. Well, okay. Listen. So she goes, so I kind of make home wherever we go. And I think he's learning to like it, which is like, are you a homemaker? Like, I don't really consider you that. Like, because Danielle's propped herself so much as being like, I'm the hustler. I hustle. I come from nothing and I hustle and I work hard and like everyone else gets to just like fuck off all week, but I work. And then with Robert, she's like, I want to buy property. And he was like, I don't make big decisions like that, which is just like, okay, so then dip, girl.
Yeah.
Like, get the hell out of there. She also was like, he's a chef and I thought I would be eating really well. And it's like, isn't the one thing we all know that chefs don't cook at home?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're all on drugs. But like, that's the side, that's the fun stuff you get to learn later. But she was like, I thought I was going to eat so well. I've never ordered more delivery in my life. And it was like, yep.
Yeah, that is the one thing.
That's that.
They're bad news and they don't cook at home. Sorry, Danielle. But even in that, like, she's like kind of being like, not homemaker, but like she wants to buy property and you're like, okay. And then, yeah, I guess to your point, what's the point? Yeah.
What do we get? She doesn't want to be a mom, but she doesn't sound like she wants to be like dinking it. Like, where are we going with what you want to do?
I guess she wants it all.
Okay. I think we should maybe referee some fights.
Let's do it.
That Danielle had. I feel like we've traversed the land. So, okay. This one we had already talked about, but the night that Danielle broke the news to Paige that Kyle cheated, and then Lindsay loses her mind.
Yeah.
Do we think that was a Danielle win or a Danielle loss?
My first instinct is loss. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think you can come back from Lindsay only told Danielle, and so Danielle spread news that could only be traced back to her.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she should have known better.
Yeah. When I watched it, I actually felt so bad for Danielle.
Really?
Because I was like, you're just trying to do the right thing and it's misguided. Like she's trying to be like, this is really bad and really serious and I'm really worried about the consequences, but it doesn't come out in the right order of operations.
Yeah.
Like I agree with Lindsay, like that really fucking sucks, but do I think she's wrong for doing it? It's maybe not my favorite thing. Was it good TV?
Yes. Do you think she should have gone to Amanda, or do you think she was right to go to Paige?
Definitely not Amanda. I think if of the two, it's like I'd rather you go to Paige than
And let Paige handle. Yeah, I think that was not her worst move. If she's going to tell anyone,
Yeah.
I think she told the right person.
And I don't even think she told Paige to be like, you go tell Amanda. I think she just told Paige like, this is really fucking heavy and crazy.
I think it makes more sense to me if she told Paige and was like, this is your best friend. I'm going to let you handle this. Like almost like I think she would hope that someone would come to her with something about Lindsay.
Right.
That makes me empathize, but she's still
an L.
Yeah.
Chels?
Absolutely an L, the biggest L ever. It's another vying for relevancy. She's just trying to get in the mix, get in the goss.
Yeah.
That's not if she actually cared about Amanda, that's not the way you handle it. You tell Lindsay, hey, are you going to talk to Amanda about this? What's the next steps?
Yeah. I think if I were in the situation, I'd probably feel that way. But watching it, I went,
Yeah, great TV.
Because why are you getting yourself involved in something that's,
not necessary. Second season in a row.
You're saying W?
Well, I guess not anymore.
Oh, I mean, you can.
I don't know that I don't know that it was a win. It wasn't a win for her. I think I just felt really bad for her.
okay. It was so that means it was a hard L.
Hard L.
No ding. Okay. Carl and Lindsay moving too fast into like getting engaged. This is a W for me. I think at a certain point you do have to be like, I'm going to say it once just to like voice my concern. I think everything after that, maybe not the best.
I think, yeah.
But I think
would
having
say
said it.
W.
Yeah.
She came out on the right side of history also.
The right side of her story. Yeah. That's another shirt that Danielle has. Yeah. Chels, we both are looking at you.
I'm going to opt out of a vote on this. I can't give a W to Danielle on principle. It just doesn't work for me. It's against my religion. But I agree. I'm the friend I have told multiple friends, hey, are you sure you want to get married to this person? So I believe in it. But I don't think Danielle does anything in the right way. I think she has no tact. So ultimately,
and why is
an
that?
L. Oh.
Hello.
Or our final judgment call that we're making. Danielle making out with Luke at the New Year's Eve party.
Oh my God. LLL. You loser. You loser.
Yeah. This is a big L. This is so whack. It's also just like there was no one else at this party.
Right.
And I guess she doesn't make out with him ever again. So I could see it like, well, I don't know if it was a hee ha ha make out where it was like, it's New Year's Eve, we're just kissing. But I don't think it's a great look.
Yeah, I guess in my head, I assume it's because they're like, oh, Lindsay was encouraging Danielle to hook up with Luke. So in my head, it's like Lindsay being like, well, I'm just going to make out with Austin.
Exactly.
Like, haha, so silly.
Yes.
I imagine Lindsay encouraging Danielle to have like, oh, just like make out with
Yeah,
him.
who cares?
It's so messy. And Luke sucks, dude.
I mean, at that point, she didn't know. But it's not like, again, she doesn't pursue him after that.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like, she can be fine sometimes. As you know, as far as we know.
I wonder why she didn't pursue him.
I don't know. By all means, I feel like he's her type, pale blonde guy. I don't know. She kind of acts.
I still say L.
It's an L. Chelsea, we know it's an L.
L.
L. Yeah. L for her.
Yeah. Wow. 3 rounds of L's.
3 rounds of
overall.
L's.
Call her
yeah.
Danielle L.
Ooh.
way.
Yeah. And I think the last thing that we should bring up before we wrap up our episode on Danielle is that it was only recently that I saw that Danielle's not coming back next season, like officially. Like, I guess she's coming back as like friend of the show, or she was like, I'll be back in some capacity, but like not fully on the show. And I said to Maddie and Chelsea, like, did you guys know this? And did you know?
I didn't.
You didn't. Chelsea, you knew.
I'm just really on the internet in the gossip.
Well,
but yeah.
I knew like season 9, she wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
But I didn't know she had made an official announcement, which is crazy because the Paige official announcement and even the fake Carl announcement was all over my page.
I forgot about that. Yeah, but I didn't know about the Danielle thing until today. And Chelsea had pointed out, like, isn't that a great way to kind of cap off, like, what was the point of Danielle?
Yeah. Like, no one is going to miss her, I don't think.
I'll miss you, Danielle, only a little.
I would love to find a section of people who are like huge Danielle supporters. Yeah.
And
like, what's their deal?
what? Call them autistic?
Hello.
I do have a round of finger
Oh my
bang
God, you
Mary
do?
Kill for my friends.
Wow.
You guys thought I wouldn't come prepared?
No.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Finger bang Mary Kill, the Three Amigos, Danielle planting a story about you to the press, or Danielle's reunion looks.
Oh.
Wait, crazy we didn't talk about Danielle planting this Lindsay
Or
revealing that Danielle planted the story.
Or the reunion looks, honestly. Very kind of you guys to not touch
Should
on
we
them.
re-record this episode? There's actually so much we didn't cover. Okay, are we finger banging all three of the Amigos?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's a
so-
package deal.
Okay, Three Amigos planting a story, or
Her reunion
Her
looks.
reunion looks.
Specifically the one where she does look like she's going to homecoming.
I gotta kill the reunion looks. I think that's the worst of all.
I think so too.
I can live with the other two.
The Three Amigos, to be honest, like I thought the Three Amigos, it was kind of cute. I thought their little
Yeah.
friendship, as much as they as a group would annoy me on
Yeah.
the show, I'm like,
They
you guys
need-
had
they-
each other.
They all needed that.
Yes.
The same way that Lindsay and Carl mistakenly were like relationship and love. I think the three of them really were like, well, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
I would marry them. I'd marry the Three Amigos.
And maybe her planting the story was the coolest thing she's ever done.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would finger bang that.
Yeah.
Because then it would be something to
And
talk
she just
about.
let Lindsay and Carl get accused when Paige was like, you guys planted the story,
Yeah.
and doesn't say anything.
Great.
That's crazy.
Not her job. Her
Yeah.
job was to get the story out, and she did.
I bet they told her to.
Probably.
Okay.
Wow. That was pretty, cohesive.
Unanimous,
Yeah.
yeah.
Chelsea?
I think I swap. I think I definitely kill the reunion looks. I mean,
Bad.
honestly, kill her stylists and her makeup artists
Yeah.
and the looks as a whole. They hate her. But I think I would finger bang the Three Amigos. Get a few different flavors in there.
Okay,
You know?
yeah.
Try it all out. And then I think I would marry planting a story because I'm like, oh, we could do some damage together and we could take over the world.
I guess I understood the story as like potentially being against me. If I married the story.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. But I like your angle.
Yeah.
That sounds way more fun.
I guess my first instinct was like, I don't want to finger bang Carl. But I kind of forgot that Carl used to be hot.
Yeah, we didn't say which generation
Yeah.
of Carl.
No, and we
Season
didn't say which kind of
5
teeth
Carl?
either. Yeah, why not?
We didn't say which kind of teeth.
And that's like peak Three Amigos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 5 Carl.
You know what? I'm finger banging the Amigos.
She's finger banging the Amigos. Wow. I'm happy for you guys. It's really beautiful.
And our last sponsor
And
for
our
the
last
episode,
sponsor, sorry.
just want to give a big thank you. We don't want to forget them because if you are looking for new ways to get close to your friends, try becoming Eskimo sisters.
Oh, I hope to never have that with you guys.
Yeah, I think we're safe. If we were all in college together, college
story.
Rachel was
Yeah.
doing different things.
Sorry. Not reliable. Yep. Great. Well,
Did I kill the end of the episode?
No. No, just me and my shame did. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.